Hello friends, today we're going to talk about the discriminant. So I can use the discriminant of the quadratic formula to determine the number of solutions. Later on in our next two lessons, we'll be learning how to use the quadratic formula. But today we're just going to look at the discriminant. The discriminant, if we have a quadratic equation, we just do b squared minus 4ac. If that answer is bigger than 0, so if it's positive, then the equation has two real roots or solutions. If it's equal to 0, then it has one real root or one real solution. And if it's less than 0 or negative, then it has two non-real roots. We'll talk about how to find non-real roots in our next unit. But if we look here, two real roots is the kind of orangish red graph. So it crosses the x-axis 2 times. One real root is our blue graph. It touches the x-axis 1 time. And then no real roots is our green parabola there. It's not touching the x-axis at all. So let's look here. First thing we always want to do is write down A, B, and C. So A is 16, B is 8, and C is 1. And then I'm just finding what b squared minus 4ac is. B squared take away 4 times a times c. Whenever I plug a number in for a letter, I always like to do it in parentheses. So 8 squared minus 4 times 16 times 1. And if you put that in your calculator, you end up with 0. And according to our previous chart, if b squared minus 4ac equals 0, that means there is one real root or solution. So that would touch the x-axis 1 time. Let's look at this one. A is 2, B is 5, C is 7. So if I look at b squared, take away 4 times a times c, it would be 5 squared, take away 4 times 2 times 7, and that would give us negative 31. We said if b squared minus 4ac was negative, that means there are two non-real roots or solutions. So that one wouldn't touch our graph at all, or wouldn't touch the x-axis at all. Y squared minus 4y plus 9. Here, A is 1, B is negative 4, C is 9. So again, B squared take away 4 times A times C would be negative 4 squared. It's especially important that you put that negative 4 in parentheses. You'll get a different and wrong answer if you don't. Minus 4 times 1 times 9. If you put that in your calculator, you would get negative 20. And we said if the discriminant was negative, there are two non-real roots. All right, we need to have everything on the same side before we can do this. So let's subtract 3h, subtract 3h. So then I get 0 equals 6h squared. Take away 3h, take away 2. Make sure you keep it in standard form. So the squared comes first, and then the h, and then the constant. So now I know A is 6, B is negative 3, C is negative 2. So plugging that in to b squared, take away 4 times a times c, I would get negative 3 squared, take away 4 times 6 times negative 2, and that would give me 57. And we said if it was positive, there was one real, two real roots or solutions. So this would touch my x-axis 2 times if I graphed it. All right, we have to get this equal to 0. So we'll add 7.5 to each side. Z squared, take away 5z, plus 7.5 is 0. So my A is 1, my B is -5, my C is 7.5. Plugging that into my B squared, take away 4AC. I would get -5 squared, take away 4 times 1 times 7.5. And that would give me an answer of -5. And since it's negative, there are 2 non-real roots or solutions. All right, friends, have a nice day.